All right, guys, it is cash-in day. Super pumped to be here at the bank to cash in all of these coins. Mostly quarters, handful of nickels and dimes in here, but mostly quarters. Feel free to pause the video and take a guess at how much you think we're cashing in. All right, I'm gonna get this thing started. Now, this is 1 month of coins from my vending route. Last month, I cashed in $1,804.76. So the goal is always to beat the previous cash in. So let's see if we can do that today. All right, just broke $500. Got tons of quarters left here. A couple loose ones there. We'll save the big bucket for last. All right, and it looks like I was probably adding them a little too fast. Luckily, the machine kicked back in for me. All right, closing in on $1,000. See if we can get it here. All right, and we hit the 1,000. I'm gonna throw some handfuls in here for a while until this bucket is light enough to pour. All right, $13.50. Still a bunch of quarters in this bucket here. Would love to see a new record today on the cash in. All right, over 15. Let's keep this going. All right, I'll start grabbing some of these rejected coins. Machine froze up on me again here. Kicked back in though. All right, we're close to the 1,700. All right. Last pour of the day. All right, and we just passed last month's cash in, so this is going to be a record cash in today. The most amount of coins I've ever cashed in a single month. All right. So here it is, guys, $1,852.35. Huge cash in today. Here's all the rejected coins, a couple bicentennial quarters, a Canadian quarter, and then a few damaged quarters. So here it is, guys. We cashed in 7,364 quarters today. All-time record. Super pumped about this. And now earlier today, I did make a couple stops on my vending route. So I stopped over at this laundromat to do a 2-week collection on both of these mini claw machines. Mini Super Crane still has those Sony headphones in the locker box, but this thing definitely got some big time action. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. All right, and I'm pretty sure the key for the locker box is very close. So here it is right here. So I brought that up a little higher, and I'll do a little bit of a restock. Somebody should get that locker box prize soon. All right, jumping into the collection though, we had a record $31 in credit card sales, which has never happened to me before. So let's see if there's any cash inside of here. All right, pulling out the bills. Little stack in here. Handful of singles, nothing crazy there. And here is the quarter bucket. So not much there either. Altogether, we had a total of $56 coming out of the Super Crane. And now let's jump over to this Mega Mini. Bunch of the plush is gone, but there's still a good amount of prizes in here, I would say. And the locker box prize still has not been won. So here's the key for the locker box. It's on this yellow boba. So I'll bring that up as well. Giving it a nice restock. All kinds of new plush going in here today. And if you guys want to purchase any plush like this, I'll throw some Amazon links in the description. All right, so there it is, all restocked. And now let's go ahead and jump into this collection. All right, pulling out the bucket of bills, got a 10 on top. Always love seeing that. There was a 5 in here as well. And tons of singles. We ended up with exactly $50 in cash. So putting this in the change bag. And now I was hoping to see a bunch of quarters today coming out of the quarter bucket. And we had a nice chunk in there, but it was not as crazy as usual. So we ended up with a total of $77 coming out of the Mega. Grand total $133 for this location. We'll be back in another couple weeks. And now I did stop by one more machine. So I got this gumball machine at a used furniture store. And there's like paint or I don't know what is on top of the machine. It honestly looks like bird crap. But I don't know for sure. So luckily I was able to get most of it cleaned off here. Really had to scrub it good. But I will say this thing is running super low on gumballs, so I'm expecting a really good collection out of here today. So you can see we got that cleaned up. Now let's get the top open. Going to be adding some more gumballs in here. All right, so let's go ahead and dump these in. Got some new blow pop gumballs in there. Currently, we have a good assortment of gumballs. All right, but here is the quarter collection. And this was absolutely awesome right here. I couldn't believe this. One of our biggest collections out of this machine. There's a bonus penny in there. And by the way, we didn't have a penny in the cash-in today, which isn't good because I always try to take the pennies out. Usually one sneaks in there, but massive gumball collection here. Loving this. 2701 coming out of here. We'll be back. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. Take care. Bye.
Where do I begin?